This is Matthew Kratters, Bitcoin University. Today I want to talk about Phoenix Wallet coming back to the US and the related developments from the Trump administration. This is the Phoenix Wallet, one of my favorite Lightning wallets of all time, and you can download it on Google Play or from the App Store. Now, this used to be available in the US, but beginning in early 2024, Async, which is the parent company that makes Phoenix, they posted that recent announcements from US authorities cast a doubt on whether self-custodial wallet providers, Lightning service providers, which is what Async is, or even Lightning nodes could be considered money services businesses and will be regulated as such. On April 26, 2024, they announced that they're going to remove the Phoenix Wallet from the US app stores, and they did end up doing that on May 3rd of last year, 2024. Fortunately, now, as of April 8th, 2025, Phoenix is back in the US, available in app stores. I'm currently traveling, so I haven't tried to download it. I don't think it's available where I am. Async says that they were able to do this because of a new memo from the Trump administration. This was the post that Async said. We welcome the ending Regulation By Prosecution Memo by the US DHE and the clarity it provides for developers and operators of Bitcoin software. This is consistent with Trump's Executive Order 14178, etc., where it protects the ability of individual citizens and private sector entities to develop and deploy software and transact with other persons and to maintain self-custody. So they said this is why they're happy to make their products available again in the US. They were worried about being prosecuted by the Biden administration last year. It's nice to live in a country where doing basic things with your own money is not illegal, and also where the government is not persecuting corporations that do things like write software. This is the memo from the Department of Justice called Ending Regulation By Prosecution, and I'll highlight some of the important text from it here. Quote, the Department of Justice is not a digital assets regulator. However, the prior administration used the Justice Department to pursue a reckless strategy of regulation by prosecution, which was ill-conceived and poorly executed. Though I will interject here that it was pretty funny at the time to see them going after shitcoiners, and this is why I was saying at the time the enemy of my enemy is my friend. But this was what they were doing, going after these companies, and unfortunately some of the Bitcoin companies were ensnared as a result. The memo goes on to say, quote, the Justice Department will no longer pursue litigation or enforcement actions that have the effect of superimposing regulatory frameworks on digital assets. Rather, the department's investigations and prosecutions involving digital assets shall focus on prosecuting individuals who victimize digital asset investors. I would interject here, maybe start by suing the issuers of Trump coin and Melania coin. That would be sort of ironic. The memo goes on to say, prosecute individuals who victimize digital asset investors or those who use digital assets in furtherance of criminal offenses such as terrorism, narcotics, human trafficking, organized crime, hacking, and cartel and gang financing. And then here's the very important paragraph, I thought, quote, specifically, the department will no longer target virtual currency exchanges, mixing and tumbling services, and offline wallets. It's a little unclear what offline wallets means here. Perhaps it means the equivalent of that Orwellian phrase, unhosted wallets, but basically something like the Lightning wallet, basically software wallets and hardware wallets. The department will no longer target these for the acts of their end users, which is how it should be. For example, the government can't sue Twitter or X because of what people say on there. There's a blanket immunity there. And this is similar, and this is how it should be. You prosecute the actual criminals. You don't prosecute those who provide software or hardware platforms. This is great news for software devs and companies in the Bitcoin space like Phoenix. You're probably hearing all the noise from this hotel room as the trucks and traffic go outside, but I'll just continue. This is great news for software devs and companies in the Bitcoin space like Phoenix, and this is how a country should be run. You prosecute the criminals, but you don't cast such a wide net that it stops honest individuals and corporations. What should the Trump administration do next, in my opinion? I would say they should free the Samourai guys and also the Tornado Cash guys. As Burn the Bridge, Econo Alchemist points out here, it's day 349 since the Samourai wallet developers were indicted, raided, and arrested. And what Econo Alchemist says here is backed up by that Trump, that recent memo we were just talking about. Non-custodial wallets are not money transmitters. Coin joints are not money laundering. Drop the charges. Stop the lawfare. They should also free the Roman Storm and anyone related to Tornado Cash. I'm not a fan of Ethereum, but people like Roman, who, as he writes here, he's being prosecuted for writing open source code that enables private crypto transactions in a completely non-custodial manner. You should not go after software devs. If someone's using Tornado Cash in an illegal way, financing terrorism or sex trafficking or something, you should go after them. You don't go after software developers. That's just absurd. And there is some hope for these guys because recently they lifted, the US Treasury lifted sanctions on Tornado Cash. So hopefully can get some justice for Roman as well. If you want to learn more about the Phoenix wallet, I did a video about a year ago. This is part 1, using the Lightning Network with the Phoenix wallet. This is part 2. I also have a comparison video here, and I'll link all these in the description notes below. I have a comparison video here comparing different Bitcoin Lightning wallets. But this is great news. It's good to have the Trump administration allowing these companies to come back in. Again, we don't need the government's permission to do stuff, and Bitcoin is permissionless. We can use it how we want without the government's permission, but it's also nice to not have these things be illegal. If worse comes to worse, we can still use free and open source software to transact with each other using Bitcoin. But for now, this will allow the ecosystem to blossom and make America one of the most important Bitcoin countries in the world. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the subscribe and like buttons. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. I'll also put a link so you can download the Phoenix wallet and start to play around with it. And I will make an updated video on this when I get back. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.